to Cooking Universe. Me, basically. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a mud pie. A Mississippi mud pie, by the way. Anyway, through these easy steps that I'm going to teach you, you'll be able to make a mud pie like these. Look in the description below and that will give you all the equipment and ingredients you need. Thank you. The things you need for part 2 of making a mud pie are a big mixing bowl, a smaller mixing bowl, some Dr. Oetker chocolate flavor strands or normal chocolate strands, and a chocolate bar. My mud pie has just come out of the fridge after being in there for 2 hours. Now, part 2 will teach you how to make the chocolate topping which goes on top. Now this is part 2. First, get your smaller mixing bowl and put all your chocolate in there. I would sort of break up the chocolate and because it'll be easier to melt when you melt it. And then get your big mixing bowl and put hot water in it. You can use a tap, but it may not be as effective. I would use the kettle water, so I'm just going to boil my kettle now. Now my kettle has just boiled, so now the kettle water, it's a little bit steamy and hot. Pour that into your big mixing bowl, not too much, but enough. Fill about half of it, and then with your small mixing bowl with the chocolate, place it in the mixing bowl with the warm water. Now, because the water is so hot, it will melt the chocolate squares. If you want to help it melt, you could use a wooden spoon, but I like watching it, so let's get melting the chocolate. Now that my chocolate has completely melted like this, I'm going to now put it on the mud pie. Don't worry about the bowl being wet. If it is wet and hot, as I've just discovered, get some tissue like so, and when you take the bowl out, take the spoon out first, put that on the mud pie. When you take the bowl out, just wipe it underneath where it's hot. Beware, this is very hot, so do ask an adult. Once that's dried up enough, pour it on to your mud pie. Use the spoon to help. Make sure you scrape every last bit out. I think that's as most I'm going to get out at the moment. Leave your spoon on there and use your knife to spread it out across the mud pie. Don't worry if some of it falls apart, because it'll be able to freeze again once we put it back in the fridge. remember to keep spreading it all around the pie. If one bit is not covered, it may not taste as good with the stuff that is covered with the icing or chocolate. I think that's as much I'm going to get out. I'm going to scrape a couple of bits out of the chocolate bowl just to see if I can cover up the last pieces that aren't on the mud pie. I do have to say, this is one of the hardest parts to do, because if it isn't sort of like covered, you need to work out how much chocolate squares you need. I think I may have undone it. I think I may have bought a bit too less. I think I should have bought like 2 bars full of it. Anyway, that's good enough like so. If I just zoom in. And now we use the chocolate strands and just shake them on slightly. And then put this back in the fridge, the mud pie. Once again, do not cover it up, and put it once again back in the fridge for approximately 50 minutes. If it isn't done by 50 minutes, keep it in there for about an hour, but 50 minutes is the recommended time. Thank you. As you can see, once again, it is very dirty. I've got a hot water bowl that's got chocolate on the worktop. So let's clean it up. Right, I've just taken this mud pie out of the fridge, and that is what it should look like once you've frozen it for about 50 minutes. Thank you very much for watching how to make a mud pie.